Hi guys, Dr. Kirsten Roberts here, and I'm going to teach you an exercise today called one leg stretch. This is an exercise that is a closed chain exercise, meaning that my foot will stay in contact with the ground the whole time, which is a great opportunity to check in with our stability of our pelvis and make sure that that's doing what it's supposed to without adding too much load of lifting the leg up against gravity. So without further ado, we start in our setup position. So our nice neutral spine, center set, ribcage heavy, collarbone smiling, back of my neck nice and long. And my feet are right in line with my knees and hips, so they're in that nice parallel line. And I take a breath in to start. And as I breathe out, I'm going to slide my leg closest to you along the carpet and then return. And what we're going to pay attention to is my hip bone here. The moment where it starts to tip forward. So you can see here, all of a sudden I now have a lot of space under my low back, and my hip bone, instead of pointing straight up to the ceiling, if you could imagine a little laser beam on it, pointing straight up, it is now probably pointing more like that direction because I've allowed that hip to start to tip forwards. So that's how I know that I've gone too far. You may also notice that I'm kind of sticking on the carpet a little bit. That can be an indication that you need something a little bit more smooth. So whether that is a sock, right? Super simple. I'm just going to put on a sock here and it'll allow me to slide on the carpet a little bit more easily. Or if it's maybe something that has a slick surface, so little sliders, almost like furniture sliders, but they make them for your feet. You could try something like that as well. So now that I have my sock, let's see if that makes a difference. Much, much better. You can see that's a much smoother movement. So I'm only going to go as far as I can without letting this hip tip. So for me, I can start to feel like my hip wants to go forwards right towards the end of that motion. So I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm going to keep my knee just slightly bent towards the end to make sure that I can focus on my stability as opposed to the just range of the movement. Very often in any exercise that we do, whether it's dancing or Pilates or yoga, sometimes we can get tricked into thinking the whole purpose is how far we can go, how much we can push. And sometimes in exercise that might be the focus, but very often we'll benefit a lot more from backing off a little bit and focusing on how we get there. So the journey to it is greater than the destination in this respect. So I'm not just trying to get to that point for the purpose of getting to that point and actually starting to compensate in my low back without even realizing it. All right, so that is our one leg stretch. Level 1, reach and return. Reach and return. And my breath is an exhale as I slide and an inhale as I return. My main watch point is keeping my pelvis nice and level and not allowing my hips to tip forwards and maintaining my neutral spine.